The belated, positive man slapped the car into the field, and his first response was not to save people, but to change the order. He took out the old vise and quickly pulled out the nails on the ground. Originally, these nails that appeared on the road were all because of his own dignity. What I will do is to recruit more for his repair shop. The voice man is named Dog, but because of his family, the road ahead has always been in the shop of construction tools and tools. Basically, I didn't have any intentions. He ran to the person in charge and he wanted to pay the result. He didn't get a penny and he didn't get it. He was taken to the police station and the inspector told the police the compensation for victims of mov3ie that has been approved by the government is not too shameful. The dog is a little bit dissatisfied. When they returned home, they were lungless and lying on the ground. Not only did they have no money to make, but they continued to be out of the city. The wife still complained. The cow is not, because you said you want to move here, but you can hear it and see the canteen sitting on a stool with a slam beer. If I drink it, I'll be in class. I've come here and knocked him off his beer and kicked him to the ground. He warned enough, but don't do too much. I'm here just before the day, but watch the passerby's car broke down and kindly helped him to check it. I wanted to say that it would take another few years to 2000. The new one was just driving. The Taiwanese Mazu is no longer alive, so the dog egg box mouth bag has been on the morning for a long time. The world has turned its shoes to the head and left. The father-in-law of the donkey who drove the donkey had just walked to the door, but he heard a family discuss him again and said that a girl married the second brother at the beginning. The day now was absolutely not so unpleasant to hear that he turns his head and walks on the road kicking the egg cake flying at this moment. Seeing the same thing, I can't help but think about this homestay store. Looking at the little lover, I feel that there is a lot of time, but sitting on the floor starts at 20 per person. What can you do with a chartered flight for 50,000 young lovers is enough, but the collection of 500,000 tunes is extremely refreshing. At this time, he was suddenly surprised. Although watching the little sister on the tire, tricked into Chungshish, she didn't want to understand what the dog was in the middle of the night, but she secretly generals the purple horse. On the road, the guest from the Xiangxiu hotel really came, but this kind of business didn't last long, but he didn't think about the bad days before, so I sneaked out in the middle of the night and started to name the file again at my door, but it was discovered by my wife. Speaking of speaking, you are not afraid that other people will export large-scale car accidents, and your wife will take care of you. Don't worry, let's just put a badge on it. Surely not. Someone is dealing with things, as expected. Just last night was able to stare at the business plan that came immediately this morning, and it is the uninterrupted paper industry unification. The worries at the beginning turn into the present part. I'm satisfied, and hug every kind of life quickly. Lottie's veteran car had a flat tire. Dog Shan initially refused to let him change tires, but he added it after his wife's persuasion. The lady is willing to pay for the repair cost of the two teams, but she promised to wait a long time to fix it. But it is Zheng Zhengyu who Iju. I opened my mouth and asked for a car repair rate of 2,600,000 yuan, but I could only pay for it. But after the beginning, I said something that deserves you for a lifetime of car repair station attached 72. Not only did the two of them go to the road and put nails together, and the wife was still expected to hit a nail in the cement. There is no need to come every day. The wife of the dog Zeghorn Zheng Kongming can get the steel nails in. The daughter of the board was kidnapped, and the police asked him if he had a suitable person recently. I missed me a little bit. It's good to see the dog, but he is sneaky and healthy by the side of the road. If you don't say anything, just take him away, please. After asking, the police did not find the dog, but there was a suspicious place, and he still had the proof of his absence. Mingjing then let him go back. I went to the fat man to be on the police. I still felt the closest dog, but it was a little strange. The scented smoke was their husband's wife. White a fat man. Police location. I found out what I drank in the middle of the night. I saw a woman on the road, a sneaky woman. She hurried forward to check, looking at the people on the ground and staring outside. It suddenly dawned on me that at this moment, the husband and wife didn't know what else was going on. On the second day, the cheese was bought. When Dongxi ran into Tutu, the wife who opened her mouth and said why not buy nails, she was dumbfounded and told him with two hands, if I don't have enough hair, I can come here by myself tomorrow. I didn't expect that on the second day, there were two outs on the ground, but they actually came out late every day. When I came back late, I was dressed up to help the dog, but I had a dream. I dreamed that a green frog was lying on my head and rushing to catch up. After not getting up, the dog continued to repair the car. Suddenly, there was a loud noise in the painting, but I felt that it was originally a car. But he didn't save anyone, but he hurriedly escaped and hurriedly pulled out the nails and learned that she dangled from him. I walked here and walked around, but I didn't move. When I saw it, I checked the dog eggs a few days ago, and it seemed like I had done something wrong. It was enough, but he immediately chased to Akata University and stopped because he discovered that the old kidnapped daughter was actually inside. The face is like a good road. It is just like your heroic veteran who has not been discovered and became so prosperous that they have received 50 million praises directly. Buy a new one. The car enters the high-level dining hall to have a meal and instantly walks to the pinnacle of life, the life. The new pop-up car bought by Lottie comes to the canteen to drink beer, and when you see people, you first look at your own star constellation with a proud face. It didn't take long for the expressing person to hear him say that you had another car accident, and the accident was because he wanted to sell the country's participation. I'm very worried about it. 42. The dog came and said that when you go home, it's your tired dog, but his face changed instantly. boy. What is he like? The all kinds of abnormal manifestations of the emblem of the knowledge. To his wife he discovered that it was originally from his head, and there was also a green grass field driving the car. Seeing his wife still on the road, he was nailing the nails and finally couldn't help but cried. When he got home, he wanted to destroy him madly. All ill-gotten gains, but a wife who knows you will let it go. I'm completely stuck in it. Dog Die Wrong Seeing rescues the collision of the party. He ran back to pull out the nails and found that these nails couldn't be hit anyhow. This story tells us that we've gotten closer and walked too much. Surely she will be deeply trapped in the fast-drying water of the stone intermediary. She is willing to pass the day wet and hug every kind of life quickly.